Hey guys, it's Tracy and it is Sunday. I am coming to you today with some audio clips of the minister talking about the impending announcement on Tuesday where they will be launching the confiscation buyback program. I'm going to overlay the audio onto this video, so hopefully you're able to hear it. I'm going to give it a try. It is a little difficult to set up, and I'm trying to figure this out on my own because it's Sunday. Everyone's off today. So I'm just trying to make this work. I also apologize for my appearance. We blew up our hot water tank on Friday, so it's been a fun showerless weekend over here. My hair is struggling. Okay, let's start this off with the minister talking about launching the buyback this coming Tuesday. Get ready for it.
That are out of our control.
Yeah. I gotta tell you something else. You may not be happy with it. We're launching the gun buyback on Tuesday. Yeah. We're not adding anything to it. Okay?
So he says they're not adding anything to it, but it will be launching on Tuesday. Now he's going to go on to talk about how it's voluntary. He's going to discuss deactivation, compensation. There will be no compensation for parts, and he admits that gun owners are going to lose money. So let's continue.
You don't need that until you already took everything.
What is that?
You're already taking everything. And I thought it was voluntary.
It is voluntary.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So if it's a voluntary buyback,
Yeah.
some people call it confiscation.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of options. My option is to go have it deactivated at my cost.
You'll get compensation for that.
Okay, so I'll get compensation for
Deactivation.
deactivation. So I basically have a firearm that would never be able to be used again. So basically a warning. Okay. Two is to turn it into the federal government.
Yeah.
Or whatever agency.
Yeah, who's collecting? It would be a collection agency as well.
Yeah, right. For what compensation? So what's written in, so let's say one of my ARs, they're giving me, I don't recall the value, I think it's around $1,200.
Yeah.
Somewhere about there. But I have receipts where I purchased it at a far greater cost. And I have other receipts for, maybe I've changed the bolt carrier group or a trigger and things like this. There's no compensation for that.
No, not for that.
We're just saying, this is the blanket, what you're getting.
It's not a flat fee though. It's not a flat compensation, right? It's not like it's $400 or something. It's every model.
Make a model has a dollar value.
Yes,
exactly. So like my SIG and 400, I think it's around $1,200.
Yeah.
But I paid like $2,400 for it, or $2,200, let's say. So I'm still losing money.
Probably, right?
Probably.
The idea is.
So there you have it. You will be losing money on this stuff, and he doesn't seem to really care about that. We're going to skip ahead here. So this person talking to the minister is pretty upset about the cost of his firearms and how he's going to be losing money. And the minister offers to pay him personally for what he's out.
Are running around at TPS, and every police force in Canada is spending $100,000, if not millions of dollars, in prosecuting people, investigating people that are on the legal side.
I get it.
If I look at a piece of paper going to my gun range, I can do 5 years in prison for a piece of paper. These guys, I hate to say it with your catch and release policies, these guys are caught, right? Might spend a couple days in jail.
He agrees.
Get a bail hearing, I know they don't. But you're taking stuff away from people that aren't the problem.
Yeah. Listen, it's voluntary. Okay, that's the only thing.
It's not voluntary.
Yeah.
So what's the third option? So I deactivate, I turn them in. What's the third option?
Third option is you don't do either.
And? What does that make me become?
Then it's up to the local police.
So then what's that make me become?
Yeah.
What's that? A criminal?
If police enforce it, yes.
Well, of course the police are going to enforce it. Because you're going to mandate.
Well, it's already in the criminal, it's there.
It's already written in the criminal code.
Yeah.
So you're saying is if I don't deactivate or return them at a loss,
Yeah.
I I'm going to be.
In your case, whatever your losses you tell me, I'll personally.
It's not the point.
I'll offset. No,
Hey, man, don't shoot a gift horse in the mouth. He's going to pay for your firearms. Like, I don't know. But I get it. Gary struggles because he doesn't know a lot about the file because he's not an expert. Here, he'll tell you himself.
Right. I have to say, whoever that conservative guy was when you're in the house and you reverse enroll it. Yeah,
that was bad. I know that. I know, but it's 3 weeks on the job, man. I've never.
What do you know about the system now? If you know what I'm asking.
I know a lot more. I'm
know stuff.
not an expert on this, right? I'm not an expert.
No.
So I understand.
No, you're definitely not an expert, Gary. Okay, we're going to flip ahead here. He's going to talk about the pilot project where they're going to start doing the confiscations in Cape Breton. Let's give that a listen. Sorry.
Or suicide, absolutely it happens. And it happens, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's a van, whether it's a firearm, whether it's a knife. People with mental health issues will do things.
Yeah.
But you're going to roll out this confiscation, I'm going to call it, on Tuesday, like you said. And what's the timeline?
It's a pilot in where is it? Cape Breton, right?
Okay.
And then
Will that police force said yes to it?
Yeah.
But the OPP said no.
Yeah.
Toronto Police said no.
Toronto Police hasn't said anything yet.
So they're still looking for partners to help them, but as you know, Cape Breton has signed on to a deal. I'm going to flip. Whoops, I've gone too far here. Yeah. So I'm going to flip to this part here where the minister talks about, look, at this point, he just wants to get it done. Going forward, things will be different. They'll work on bail reforms and stuff. So here you go.
So, as the Minister of Public Safety, what do you think may have done better? I mean, it's being rolled out anyway.
Look, I'll tell you, if I were to redo this from the beginning, like I'm picking up where it was left off, right? And
But you have the power to roll it back.
But this is the mandate I was given by Carney to complete this.
Because you guys look like fools rolling, like stepping back.
And not revisit this.
Sure.
That's my objective, right? Just to put an end to this and move on with other additional criminal justice tools, including on bail, including on increasing penalties for people who have illegal and unlicensed firearms. So a range of things that we're already going to be doing. But
this is just not new. This has been.
So did you hear that? If he had it to do all over again, he admits he inherited a shitty Trudeau-era policy. And if he had it to do all over again, he would focus on criminals with illegal guns. But we're not there, are we? Instead, you're focusing on us. It's the lack of self-awareness here is incredible. He's going to go on to talk about the only reason they're doing it is because it was a campaign promise. He blames Quebec for this, which I assume he's talking about the Quebec caucus, and we know who sits on that. And then going forward, it'll be a change from the divisive Trudeau-era policies. Listen to this.
Happening over a decade.
I'll tell you, the going forward, it'll be a different approach. Okay, this is completing something that was started 5 years ago. That frankly.
But as the minister, you can sit down with Mark and say, "Listen, there's something we need to address these core issues."
We've had all of these conversations. Like I've had for the last 4 months. It's been like constant discussions on this to see what's next, right? And the conclusion is let's finish this because we committed to it in the campaign.
They're just going to finish it because they committed to it. Not because it's good policy, not because it'll bring public safety, increase public safety, not because it'll save lives. It's going to cost an incredible amount of money, but because they promised it, they're going to do it.
Campaign promises have always been broken in the past. I know. So why must you go through on this one?
Look,
just say it.
Sean, the Quebec,
you know what's wrong.
Quebec, for example, is in a very different place in Ontario, right?
We're talking about Canada. It's federal. This is not provincial.
I get it. Quebec is in a different place than other parts of Canada, right? And this is something that very much a big deal for many of the Quebec electorate that voted for us, right? And that's one of the major things. I think it's. I'm sure you've seen these articles where people have said, this is one of the things we should not execute, like as a
drop it.
Change from Trudeau's policies, but we've made the decision to go ahead.
So there you have it. He knows full well they should drop this. He's been reading those articles, but they've talked about it, and because of the pressure coming out of the Quebec caucus, they're going to march forward with it and blow upwards of, well, we're going to talk about the money here in a minute because you're going to be shocked at what he says about that. So let me just forward to that part. First, here's where he talks about how things are going to get better with him in the future. He talks about non-compliance, and he even says that if the guy he's talking to gets charged and put in jail, he's going to pay his bail to bail him out.
Is that going forward, we'll have much better.
No, you're going to turn me into a criminal here because I'm not going to turn mine in. I'm telling you right now. I refuse to.
Yeah. And that's fine. Look, I'm not going to argue with you.
You just send the police to my house.
I'm not going to send the police.
Well, no, but the police will come to my house at some point because what's registered, they know who I am.
Yeah.
They know where I live. They know where they are. They're locked up in my safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to refuse to hand them in.
Right.
They're going to come in, rip open my safe, right? Take those firearms, put me in handcuffs.
I doubt very much it's going to go that far.
Absolutely, it's going to go because when you've given a mandate as the minister that these firearms were no longer allowed to be in these people's possession.
Yeah.
And you have.
Okay, I will come and bail you out if that happens.
You don't come bail me out?
I will. You call me.
I don't want to be bailed out, Jerry. Now I have a criminal record.
So did you hear that? He's like, man, I don't think it'll go that far. You're probably not going to get arrested. And if you do, I'll bail you out.
Now I have a criminal record. Are you going to pardon me?
I don't have the power to do that,
but yeah, I'm going to have a criminal record. Which means I'm going to lose my job.
Sean, it's not going to go that far. Let's be frank about it.
Well,
right?
I don't know here.
I just don't think municipal police services have the resources to do this.
Well,
right? I think you're right.
How many billions of dollars in debt are we? Right? You're just going to keep adding to the debt. How much do you guys think this is going to cost?
Okay, so did you hear what he said? The Minister of Public Safety just said, nah, I don't think it's going to go that far. Nobody's going to get arrested. The municipalities don't have any resources to actually enforce this. So, okay, let's hear what he says about money. How much is it going to cost? And you're going to be shocked at this.
The budget for this was $742 million.
742, $742 million.
That was the budget.
That's their budget.
Yeah.
So let's double it. Let's be honest.
No, it won't go that far. We're capping it. That's it. We're not.
So hear that? He just said we're capping it. So when the funds for the buyback program have been exhausted, you get nothing. Let's listen.
Okay, so let's say you take the firearms you said was it New Brunswick?
Yeah.
You start with that. Sorry, Nova Scotia. You start with that at whatever the cost that is.
Yeah.
And you work across the country, however way you want to roll the program. I mean, Alberta, Danielle, she'd really tell you to go F yourself.
Yeah.
At one point you say, okay, at $750 million, then you say, okay, we ran out of money, so we'll take yours, but you guys can still take yours.
It's a capped buyback, right?
Capped.
It's voluntary.
It's not voluntary.
It's voluntary. Okay?
How is it voluntary? I do not want to give it to you.
Okay, then that's your prerogative, right?
But the consequence, if you were not following your directive, I have to go to jail.
If you want money back,
I don't want money back. I want what I legally can own, I've been able to use for years. I have no issues with the regulations surrounding them.
Yeah.
So let's look at my AR.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get into a conversation about what he owns and whatever, but we'll move on. This part right here. So he's asked what he would do differently if he had the ability.
Listen, if I told you, if I were to redo this one, like from scratch, right, I would have a very different approach to this.
What do you think you should implement? If you could start from scratch, what would be the first thing you would do?
What I would do is, and it's going to happen. Fraser's already working on it, right? So I think on firearms possession without a license, the illegal firearms that we're talking about. Like, I mean, anyone caught with it or caught close to it should face jail time. Right.
So there you go. If he had this to do over again, he would not be targeting legal gun owners. He would be focusing on putting people in prison who have illegal guns and commit the violence. So tell me again that this isn't ideologically driven, straight from the minister's mouth.